Directed by the same director, this movie is a sequel to 2017 horror comedy The Babysitter. 2 years after Cole survived a satanic blood cult, he's now a high school junior. The demons from his past still making his life hell as he's targeted by the same cult to complete their ritual with the blood of an innocent. This time, Cole's best friend Melanie turns into the villain as she orchestrates new cult members Jimmy and Diego. Sequels do not come much worse than this. This movie is an abysmal follow-up that's unintelligibly out of touch with its predecessor, displaying no examples of comprehending what makes the original movie energetic, enjoyable, or effortlessly crazed. This horror comedy sequel is less fun. It is junk food entertainment at its most mediocre, delivering barely enough blood and fun without anything truly memorable. Like most horror sequels, this movie opts to go bigger and gorier, but mostly it just gets dumber, and it's really dumb. While the setup remains pretty much the same, in which Cole must survive the night against an onslaught of murderous satanists, this sequel tries to carve out a separate identity through MTV-like irreverent, loud style. It packs in movie references in many lines of dialogue. Then there's the comic book style texts that pop up on the screen, goofy interludes and jokes that elicit groans over laughters. The plot of this movie feels contrived to retread as much of the first movie as possible, particularly the bits that work. Attempting to develop the story beyond a loose explanation for the bloody horror rampage, it doesn't necessarily make the movie more compelling. In fact, the end result is making the movie weighed down by delivering a lot of exposition and explanation. Making the story of a horror film more complicated in the sequel is not a guarantee of success, and in the case of this movie, it largely distracts from the silly, bloody fun that made the original so entertaining. The original movie is at least a competently plotted overnight massacre that retains structure. This sequel scoffs in the face of development and spits in the general direction of scene transitions. The screenplay is a catastrophic jumble of lazy motivations, zero investment beyond depth for giggles, and pointless interludes that are so desperate to win over B-movie lovers. It's going for the off-the-wall approach with a more inflexible reliance on comedy that's devastatingly unfunny. In general, this movie tries to recreate its predecessor's highlights while overstuffing it with pop culture references, high school tropes, and contrived shenanigans. The original movie revels in its action horror roots and accentuates the cult's personalities, while this sequel becomes a mockery of itself, parodying mindless horror sequels that the same director cannot even replicate.